allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. We have an agenda. Motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Minutes approved.
Communications, I had housing yesterday. I wish they'd send me the video of some of the places that,
Oh, that's terrible.
I don't think they showed you one with all the sewer in the basement.
No, but the one where they had the bathroom. Sorry. It's like I've heard that before.
Yeah.
They had they ran a tarp from the roof into the tub to catch the leaky roof.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
Some of the places they really do help. And the video they showed us, it was a basement. They had their sewer line came off and just kept going to the drain, and it didn't have about that much sewage in the bottom of the basement. So they opened the side door, and that's how they got turned in, because the state was going out bothering the people next door. So some of the housing trust fund is a well-needed thing, and they do a lot of things that I wouldn't do for sure. So then we had the regular Easy Cog board meeting yesterday. It was a pretty quick one yesterday. We didn't have a big,
I know, the
we didn't have a
presentation.
big presentation at the end. So that is what I had.
Kevin and I had a riveting 3-hour meeting about road safety, and it was mainly about law enforcement and the attorney processing the citations that the sheriff issued, don't you think? And how can we be better about catching more drunk drivers, speeders, seatbelt violations, et cetera, et
In
cetera?
the afternoon was like the engineers of what areas they could correct
Yeah,
for safety. Yeah.
I don't have my report because I gave it to John, but
I left mine at home.
it was interesting, our number one accidents are on straightaways, just like segments of road, not on curves and not
Well, it's M and
M Avenue, and
leaving Whirlpool, like leaving Kinsey and leaving Whirlpool.
those weren't deadly accidents. M Avenue is our deadliest though, I think. Yeah, I think so. So anyways, that was
Yeah, this is M.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seagram.
See you.
Yep. But anyways, so that was interesting. Then we had conference board, obviously. And then I opened up rock bids with Nick yesterday. They came in a little higher than what he anticipated, but he'll present that here.
She just forgot what else she had to say.
Well,
What?
Township trustee.
Oh, yeah, thank you. One of our township trustees for Hilton died, so we'll need to put that on the agenda for next week.
And you think you have something?
I have somebody,
Okay.
interested.
I had the East Central, yesterday, I had the East Central Iowa Workforce Development Group quarterly meeting. And, I mean, it was nothing, they just were talking about what they do and everything, and I got for like to do RFPs, which they're gonna teach me how to do, I guess, but, so they want someone from county, because they've got like Lynn Johnson and stuff. It sounds like it's not gonna be a huge deal, but, so, still learning about what they all do, but it seems like they're doing a lot of stuff.
You learn all the time.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
yeah.
I had the meetings with Chris and Abby. Oh, I had the phone call I was talking to you about, the guy called me Keith all the time. He needed confirmation that we don't have zoning.
Okay.
So I had to tell the guy they're gonna work on a tower. I go, we don't have building zoning, we don't have electrical zoning. And anything that you do, either add addition to, removal, or modification, you need to report to the assessor's office.
Yeah.
It's nicer for them to be told what they did as to try to figure it out.
Did you have ECI yet? Have you had one yet?
No,
One thing I should say, I did get a call from a department head. We keep getting the complaints that actually thank me for our work on the budget, and thought it was a fair and good process.
That'll eliminate that one.
What'd you say?
Better eliminate that one.
Yeah.
Anything else? We'll go down to the other stuff. This could be a relatively short bit. No liquor licenses, I don't.
I have one, I'm sorry. I just thought it was.
Oh, I didn't see it. Look. Oh, jeez. Name of business, Price Creek.
Oh. I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Liquor license approved. Building maintenance, they had sewer issues again down at transportation, I think last week. I don't know if you guys ever heard about that. We fixed it, obviously we haven't, so I don't know. Dylan's supposed to be getting on with Travis and see what we can do. It doesn't, it's plugging between us and the city sewer. Davis renewal consideration approval.
It's our eye insurance. Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion approved. Number 8, do we want to wait for Nick to discuss this or just table it for now?
I think we can table it for now.
I think let's table it till we get through union negotiations to see what we all have going on in the contracts before we do too much with the planning things.
So
So,
I'm gonna table number 8.
you want a motion on that?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to table it.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion approved to table. Okay, is this on spot? Do you? Kristen,
I'm sorry.
I sign this?
Yeah.
Put it in place.
I think that's it. I'll double check.
Usually there's multiple copies. Anything maybe on next week's agenda as of now, besides of what we discussed about the township trustee?
What else is scheduled for next week? Just Nick.
We have for next week's agenda, Bill?
Nick, there's a budget amendment public hearing. Ordinance number 41 and 42. Tim from the attorney's office are coming over for that, with that.
Pioneer Cemetery.
Ordinance repealing the ordinance establishing control and maintenance of pioneer cemeteries. And an ordinance is establishing a pioneer for a cemetery commission and ordinance establishing control and maintenance of a pioneer cemetery. Yes, you're right. Can you send you copies of these?
Sure. Send that to everybody who would. Anything else maybe one of those you can think of right now?
Finally getting back to normal agendas and meetings.
Right.
Next week, we don't have any meetings, right? Like any extra things?
I did. or something.
We were supposed to have union. When are we doing that again?
Which one? For the union thing?
Yeah, which day did we,
The 18th is what you said,
that's for our phone call, but the actual negotiations are
24th?
the 24th. Is that at 1?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't do about liquor license. Yeah. So we kind of, this is, yeah, so he's the guy's talking, he's their head, that's him.
Oh my gosh.
He's one of them, I didn't know they could- Yeah.
Could be that day. Oh, that's hilarious.
The one day Nick will do it. Maybe need a break, a traffic break or anything?
Surprisingly, no. I didn't bring my water with me, but I brought it.
Thanks.
So what weekend plans?
Really, I have,
What is your birthday? What's that?
he's got,
A what?
Oh, yeah.
Celebration?
celebration of life, thank you,
Oh.
yes, tomorrow night, so.
Kind of more on the fun side.
Yeah.
Is anyone else going to spring conference for our staff?
No.
Nicholas? Did you ever look at that dry pond thing I talked to you about?
Yep.
Is it his or ours?
Well, it's in our right of way, but because, that's where we put a culvert in a few years back, so we stuck a longer culvert in there. To meet clear zone rules. His dry pond was already there, and because he was a nice gentleman, we threw a little bit of extra dirt on there and worked it for him. But that was, it's his dry pond. So, I mean, he can work it, even though it's kind of within that right of way that we bought for a project. We usually still, once we're done with the project, we still let people work in there.
So it's his to fix and maintain.
Well, that's the way I would kind of see it. I mean, it was there before. But if he wants to give me a call, what's wrong with it?
It's got a big hole in it.
I mean, I could make, so we just need to move some dirt. If he contacts me, I might be willing to help out this one time, but if we help out this time, he will send papers that say we're done with it.
Okay. So,
All right, first, let's do rock bids, FM. Here's the thing we will sign for the little bids. Here are everybody's submittals that we opened up yesterday. the maps, so I'll pass out maps too.
It's nice to know when people ask if I'm getting rock.
Yeah, my suggestion is that is take a picture of that map, so you have it on your
Oh,
phone, you get phone calls.
It's, good thing about not having much snow, we haven't put much in the ditch this year either.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good thing.
Wait to jinx us to call another snowstorm.
I know, true, true story.
He likes touring in the snow, and moving around.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of snowstorms, that last time we talked, you can have an issue with too much salt.
No.
The last ice storm got you down.
Yep. We've actually ordered and received over our bare minimum that we are required, so.
Okay.
So if you guys want to make a motion to accept the one increase district.
So District
What's this note here about District 110?
He just wants more than the rest of them, so the rest of them will want 250. He just wants to see that.
you're okay with that?
Yeah.
Why does one district need more rock than
He
others?
thought there wasn't much rock on those roads. It's kind of their, maybe he can leave it up to them and they go, you next. You can leave it up to your
Yep, I give him,
drivers.
and he's only got 200 tons per mile on local. I told him he could make that switch.
Okay, I'll make a motion.
Okay.
You might have kept the last one too.
Nope, I gave it back,
Okay.
because I didn't want to lose it.
And then I had to have Connie print me up another one.
No, I didn't, I specifically didn't keep it because of that.
You want the Word or you want the PDF?
Word.
And I think this is all I have to sign for. I forgot to look for the DOT stuff, so if I have to, I may be back. I doubt I will, but I might have to be back over later for the FM for DOT. They are starting the V77 culvert extension today, or at least getting the crane in place. We've been cutting brush. We're gonna start doing more projects and stuff next week. So they're out flagging for the crane today, and we're gonna be cutting some brush next week. That's cleaning more culverts, and I have some other one calls in place. So construction season will be upon us soon. Guys in the office did bridge inspection for me. Still doing all that cross-section stuff. I'll probably put on the agenda for next week, the Lake Road, which is G Avenue. It intersects with 240th, which is a dirt road. I want to put up stop signs on the dirt road to stop the traffic.
Is that the north or south one?
That's east-west.
Which, north of the lake or south of the lake?
That would be north of the lake. The road that goes from the lake. There was some minor kids, yeah. They were horsing around,
Right.
but,
I always thought there was a stop sign there.
no, I even looked back through the pictures, did not. And it really, I mean,
Put a stop sign on each side of it.
yeah, it's at your discretion, so. But I will, I want them by 200 though, right?
I don't know.
South of 190th on R, I think that first one is a box culvert.
And there's
And
one,
then the one just south of there, that's a timber plank bridge. that's in the forecast to replace in the next couple of years, but
I don't know, take it with a grain of salt, just so I pass it along.
I'm sure you that screw or that nail coming up in the picture is not our worst. We are replacing some bridges right now. Or in the next, designing them right now that they come up. I'll look through my records to see who this character is.
Yeah,
That is all I have.
Thanks, Dick.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
I might use the restroom quick, say something to do.
So we are on break. Call the meeting back to order.
Morning, Becky.
Good morning. How's everything today?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hopefully that the weather stays the way it is. We only missed 2 days in February.
That's good.
So, yeah. Very fortunate. Nothing really going on. I'm waiting on that van. It is at Hoagland Bus in Marshalltown. So as soon as they get all the paperwork done with EasyCog, I will be able to go get that or have them deliver it and we'll get it. Yeah, I'll have to get decaled, undercoated, radio moved, tablet moved. The tablet, we think we can do ourselves. No. I got a guy that's pretty mechanical, and he looked at it and thought that he could do it, but the radio is probably gonna have to be something that goes through Raycom to get that done. Yeah,
And then the other one gets sold.
yep, we'll get the other one undecaled. Usually go through Big Iron on that. Doesn't make any difference to me if you guys have any other recommendations.
How does it decal, undecal them? Is it just heat?
I don't know. It goes to the guy that puts the decals on. I'm not gonna deal with it.
I was just wondering how that sounds.
Yeah.
Well, we just peeled them off that pizza truck we bought. We sat there and started peeling.
Pizza truck.
Well, for a meat truck, it was a pizza truck.
Oh, that was one.
There was one truck before that.
Oh,
Yeah, I've already been in contact with the decal guy and told him it'd probably be 1st of March before we get that van, and then we'd want the other one stripped, and he said that was fine, he'd take care of it, so. All right, so yeah, we're just patiently waiting. And get rid of that ugly, hard to find parts for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we were, in the safety action plan meeting Tuesday, and it was said that, like, sometimes we won't cover Millersburg area for rides, like for elderly people.
No, we don't know it's burden.
I don't know, they said that there was 3 times or 3 people that got denied rides.
Yeah, were they veterans or something, or?
Yeah, they were veterans, or a veteran's wife.
Well, I mean, it depends on how they're planning on paying for it.
Yeah,
If they're not approved through Jenny for the transportation,
yeah,
then they would have to pay out of pocket or through their insurance.
yeah.
And depending on what they have for insurance, sometimes they don't pay for transportation.
Well, this didn't seem like a payment thing.
It may it's like he's refused,
Yeah, that we refused, that wasn't in our route or something. I'm like, I found that hard to believe.
because you go where,
We go pretty much everywhere.
where the money talks.
Exactly.
Okay, well,
There is somebody in Millersburg that I've been working with that wants rides to dialysis. So I did have that set up with them and then they ended up in the hospital again, so that hasn't started. But yeah, as far as I know, everybody that calls in, if they've got the means to pay for it or they're approved through Jenny, we take care of them.
okay. Well, I just want to make sure, I was like, I don't feel like that's right. but-
Yeah, if you think of the names or anything.
I don't know names. This
No
person
idea.
just mentioned, because we were talking about elderly drivers and whatnot, so.
Well, and it depends too a lot about our availability.
Yeah.
If they're looking for a time frame that's gonna be 7:00 at night, or they're looking at something at 4:00 in the morning.
I called Kevin, got on the meeting for the drainage district. Phil, Brett, and Laura are here. Marissa Brawl gonna come, she had a sick kid or something today. So they wanted to present to you guys the trail expansion system on top of the existing levee. I think the biggest thing, I'll let these guys explain it all, what your thought is, Phil and Laura, and the process and where you guys are at.
Yeah, thanks for having us here today. We're just trying to expand on the levee top trail system. Surface, it's already grass there, but it needs to be improved upon. We're gonna be applying for some grants. Laura's kind of in charge of that. That's not really my wheelhouse and that sort of thing. But just to kind of expand on what's already there at Gateway and that gravel surface that is, pretty easily travelable by, walking, biking, anything like that. And I don't know if you guys have any questions on what's going on or.
Well, to me, the big issue is gonna be is core approval.
Core approval, they will take care of that because they have,
So-
there's an engineer
It's
involved.
always so touchy, touching anything.
Right. So we had, previously, before I was on the committee, there was approval for the east side, which would be from 411 all the way around to the railroad tracks. And then, after another meeting, they decided about the 6/10 of a mile on the west side of town and adding that in. So then we went back through core approval. I believe that's going through because they said it would just be kind of changing some of the area.
With benches and gazebos, is that gonna be an issue for you, for mowing and?
No, for my part of it, and I talked to Tim McMean a little bit, so I kind of transitioned from Lou to Tim. I don't see from the drainage district perspective any problems with it. Maintenance, that's the one key thing is the drainage district is not maintaining this.
Who is going to maintain it?
Well, right now, the county conservation board maintains it.
The trail over there, yeah.
Yes.
Currently up to 212
Yeah.
that is maintained. Our intention there was to have volunteer cleanup days like many major trail systems have in surrounding counties and areas. But then it being maintained as far as weed control, we were gonna plan that into our fundraising budget for that.
So I didn't know if there needs to be some kind of a contract that we don't maintain it.
I think once they get their funding and get that lined up, that's what me and Tim discussed, is we will sign an agreement that you guys are allowed to put this on here, whatever. I think the biggest thing was these guys wanted to make sure that you guys were okay with it moving forward to start doing their fundraising, but
I'm okay as long as the core is okay with it.
the Corps will, they'll have the sign off approval from the Corps. And then my biggest thing is the maintenance, because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go,
Right.
Yeah.
And that's our big thing is we don't want to add to any more taxpayer costs on anything. We just want it all to be kind of, more privately.
and it will be rock. At one time they talked about concreting it, and the problem I have with concrete, I still gotta run excavators and bulldozers down through that at points in life to do work on them.
Let trees fall and.
Right,
Yeah, and that was I do not want it concrete whatsoever because running on concrete is terrible, especially for someone my size. So gravel's just a more natural environment. We like that.
so, and as far as the extra maintenance, I don't feel actually, there's nothing wrong with people walking on the trail. We will put some different gates up.
It used to be always some of the core restrictions had restricted everything
No, they were okay with this.
in the past.
Right. The one nice thing about when you do have activity, it keeps some of your critters more away. You get down in the corner of that levee and nobody walks that, you've got more of an app for muskrats and everything to start burrowing in. When you do have some foot traffic, you're gonna keep them away. The only thing I will do different, like I did that one fence just as a maintenance upgrade last year, in the fall. I'm gonna work with, Chief Gray over there had some ideas where he'd done walking past work. We actually staggered the fences so that you guys could walk right through them, rather than just having the old gate we took the sawzall and cut half of it off.
But you still need it so you can drive on that.
We will have them removable, so the center post will be removable, so that I can swing both gates open and drive a vehicle or a full-size truck down.
I'll say the core guys like to drive it.
Yeah, we'll still have that removable, but on the 364 days a year, that'll be just and then actually, I didn't realize it, but they set them accordingly, so it makes the bicycles slow down.
Yep.
So that they can't just blow right across 212 or blow right across 411. It actually
Yeah.
makes them slow down a little bit to make that, so wherever, my goal is to keep updating the gates, a little bit every year as we got it. And then I will adjust accordingly to wherever this trail is at. So I don't see any issues. Like I said, the only thing I'm clear about is we will want something in writing, maintenance wise, once you guys get the funding.
Absolutely.
And Tim's in the loop on all this, right?
What's that?
Tim's in the loop on all this.
Yes, yep. So I run by Tim, he said, you guys got any questions, call him, but we were all on the same page of what went and where, so.
The one thing would be the liability, kind of like the MANA stuff. I don't know if Tim talked about that, but just making sure that we're not liable for.
We could write that in there.
Yeah.
That it's open. And the parking areas, they said the future is they need a place to park and whatever. We have no place to park, so we are out of that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I picture something like that, maybe at the fairgrounds or.
Yeah, there's, I mean,
Gateway.
as you look around on there, we obviously have Gateway already, then the Lions Park, there's a drive that goes up there, so if you wanna walk up that drive, I'm sure that's, and then down there near the fairgrounds at the end of South Street, there's access there too currently.
So, but I don't plan on, we don't have no land to make parking available or any of that sort, so
Yeah.
we are out on that, so.
So it's just deadheads at the railroad, basically.
So yeah, on both ends would dead end at the railroad. That west end, is 6/10 of an extra mile, and then it's like 2.36 or something on the east side there, so it's more than doubling what's already available on top of the levee.
Right.
The only other comment that I did get from one landowner that this cuts through
Right,
his
yeah.
property
Yes,
is he asked that you put plenty of signage that
yeah,
you cannot leave the levee and walk across his private property to get,
right.
you know, and I think this, a sign would do that.
That's fair, yeah, absolutely.
We will have some construction.
Yeah.
So the city sewer lagoon is now going to discharge at the river, so there is gonna be next summer, next 2 years, there will be a 12-inch pipe that will discharge and actually go over top of our levee, and then they will bring dirt in and cover that pipe up. So, yeah, so that there's part of that that will not be ADA compliant.
Right, so what had been discussed, that's on that far
Yep.
east end.
Yep.
So that's on that last little dead end. Personally, I wouldn't have had a problem stopping there and turning around. I know that the committee has talked about going to the south there. And what the city had discussed was that it is gonna be at a 5.5% or more grade, which ADA is 5% or less. And when we had our last committee meeting, which we were gonna have another one after this meeting, not today, they were saying that it won't be too much of a problem to then adjust that slope to 5% or under. So that would be something that,
So this pipe that the city's putting in, that's still gonna be able for us to drive over?
yeah.
That'll be down there in the corner. If you ever go down there, you kind of drive up over by Gates. My intention is to kind of have them level that out, so we'll be high, then you go over the pipe and drop back down. But they have that all engineered and going, whatever, so that is in the process.
I just sort of make sure that the core stays happy.
Yep, and they have the proper permits and all of that, that's been a whole other.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's usually a big deal to get.
Yep. So other than that, like I said, I don't see, and I mean, you're thinking year, 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna start applying for grants this year, due to, a nice donation from the hospital.
Sure.
To get us to our 20% fundraise so that we could start applying for grants. And then, I mean, hopefully we can get started as soon as possible on that, because we're gonna have a little campaign going with the, if you donate $40, it buys a ton of gravel, so you can be a ton of help at $40. So just kind of we're not asking for a lot of money from people when we do go out there. It's kind of a reasonable amount. So I think, any inch we can start, progressing with is better than what we have already.
Start, yeah.
Yep. We don't have to do the whole thing in 1 year. Yeah.
Since you're seeking approval or consideration, I think we should probably go into drainage districts.
Motion to drainage district.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. We're in drainage district.
Motion to approve the Marengo Trail.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion approved.
Motion to go out of drainage district.
Second. There you go.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. We are in drainage district.
Other than that, drainage district's calm, peaceful, there's no water in the pond.
Is C60 stuff all cleaned up? It's all back to normal, or?
I think this is my own personal opinion, I think EPA has released it back to the Iowa DNR, but I don't know that the Iowa DNR has
Because
released
the DNR, I think, talked to the county fair about putting a sample well
it. They did, you said?
in. Yeah, I missed that meeting last week. They wanted to put a well in, I guess. Okay, I didn't know if you knew anything about that or not.
They don't know. If you put a sample well in, they're gonna have to deal with it.
Well, we're not asking for it, so.
Somebody needs to remind the DNR, they're the ones that created this problem. No, they don't want to admit that, they're the ones that created it, so. But yeah, if that conversation comes up or a meeting, feel free to call me. And they don't like me in the beginning, and they not get a Christmas card from this year.
You didn't?
No,
Don't get invited to Christmas party.
no, didn't get, no bigger mailbox on that Christmas card, so. So, anyway, yeah, other than that, like I said, I've talked to Tim, I talked to Lou here about a month ago, and he's still doing good, but, I'll transition everything to working with Tim on that part of it.
Okay.
Just keep up with the Brandy's got all my budget stuff and all that, so. We were good.
Okay.
So, all right,
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you guys.
Have a safe trip.
Yep.
Hey Laura, as I send you an email, this is just easier. I won't be able to make the next meeting either because we have our public hearing for our budget. The 26th, right? At 1, March 26th.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah. So we'll make that meeting.
I thought that's what it
Is
was.
that gonna be like regular, you think, or is that more just like?
This is just a one-time thing. Yeah.
Because last week we actually didn't have, it's the first time ever we didn't have a forum.
Phil was holiday yesterday, so I thought I better warn you.
Yeah, we didn't have to vote on it, so.
You missed a good lunch yesterday.
I know. But I was in a man at too late, so. Unfortunately.
Thank you. At 1 o'clock, I get it down to the 26th.
All right.
Right, see ya. Thank you.
Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
Wait, the budget hearing is the 26th at 1.
I don't know, she doesn't have it in.
I set up all the meetings.
Is there anything else that
Oh, sorry.
you want to discuss this time?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. We are adjourned.